Okay, Nate, so fight night happened on Saturday, and let me tell you something. It was a really good fight. And as we predicted, Devin Haney is still your WBC lightweight champion. Okay, he defeated Jorge Linares by unanimous decision. And honestly, Nate, this was a very good fight. I'm gonna read the stats first before I talk about it. So Devin Haney, he landed 215 out of 675, which is a percentage of 31.9. And Linares landed 116 out of 620, which is a percentage of 18.7%. So if you ask me, I really do think, Devin Haney put up a great defensive performance. Although, however, towards the end, he kind of had me a little concerned because he was kind of giving up a few rounds to Jorge Linares. And that's just something in this division that you can't do with other fighters. A lot of fighters, if you take them through that deep rounds and they still got that energy left in them, they will capitalize on those power punches. So that's something that really concerned me. But overall, I think Devin Haney had a great defensive performance. Again, Linares was trying to set up with the body and come up with the head. But again, because Devin Haney is such a great defensive fighter, he just couldn't do that, Nate. And so I think Devin Haney really proved that he is the best defensive fighter in this lightweight division. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, again, I was looking at that fight, and Devin Haney, he's a good counterpuncher as well. We all knew this. Again, he reminds me of like Money Mayweather, where he could just take punches can come at him, and again he can counter them, and he can come back, and he can hit them, and he just knows how to find that perfect placement of a punch. And I gotta give him a lot of props and respect for that because not many boxers can do that. But I mean, looking at Linares, he put up a good fight, and there was one time, I believe it was like the ninth or tenth round, where Linares ended up rocking Devin Haney, and Devin Haney was kind of stumbling at the end of the round, and Devin Haney ended up kind of regaining like his senses, going back to his corner, and then after that, Linares tried to get back into this fight, but it just wasn't enough. But I look at what Devin Haney did that fight, and I could give him a lot of credit. Defensively, he did a great job, Nate. He really, really did. And this is what I basically expected. I expected him to be dominant. And again, when I say a dominant Devin Haney, that doesn't mean like a TKO. It means like domination for 12 rounds. Jorge won a few more rounds than what I expected him to win. I didn't expect him to win a lot of rounds, but Jorge did win a lot of rounds. I mean, it did win a few rounds, excuse me. So I got to give him a lot of credit on that. But again, Devin Haney, he just proved that he's a good lightweight, and he got a couple like boos and cheers from the crowd. It was mixed reactions about the fight, but overall, I thought it was a good fight. I thought both guys really did fight hard. I thought both guys really did land some clean shots, and there were a lot of punches in that fight where I'm looking and I'm like, wow, like that is a great. That's a clean punch, and I'm looking, and Jorge had a lot of hard punches towards the end. Devin Haney really did ended up beating him up towards the beginning. So when I really look at it, Nate, overall it was a good fight. I think Devin Haney proved that he can hang in there with a good fighter like Jorge Linares. But I think there's also concern that if you take him to those later rounds against people like Teofimo Lopez or like a Ryan Garcia or like a Gervonta Tank Davis, if he ends up letting his foot off the gas, they could definitely capitalize on that. So that is a concern from Devin Haney. Honestly, Nate, next up for Devin Haney, only one thing left, and that's Teofimo Lopez. You need to fight him and unify the belts. It's as simple as that. That is the guy to fight, or whoever wins between Lopez and Cambosos. That is the next guy to fight. But again, I thought again the fight was great. I thought it was a pretty good fight. Defensively, for Haney, it was a very defensive fight. There were times towards the end where I think he let his foot off the defense, and Jorge Linares tried capitalizing, but at the end of the day, it was just too late, and Devin Haney ended up winning by unanimous decision. So with that being said, again, I wish Devin Haney the best of luck. Again, congratulations to him. As for Jorge Linares, I wish him the best of luck. And again, it's back to the drawing board for him.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pretty good fight, Mario. They both, like you said, they fought their hearts out, and they did a really good job, Mario. But at the end of the day, Devin Haney came out on top, and he did a really good job. Um, yeah, you're right, Mario. He's got left is Teofimo Lopez, and you and me both know it. That dude's a beast. He's the undisputed champion, and if it does happen, I'm gonna be excited for that fight. Hell, I might have to buy it because it may be a pay per view event. I'm not sure, but um whatever the future holds for both fighters, I do wish them the best of luck. Overall, this was a really good fight. But unfortunately, Jorge Linares wasn't able to come out on top. So back to the drawing board for him. As for Devin Haney, I do wish you the best of luck moving forward, and congratulations on your win. Yeah, Mario, we'll just see what happens for both fighters' futures.